Gaffer, tough. Looked a tough game, was it?
Tough in certain aspects, but you know, I'm a real realist and real honest the way I assess a game, and I should be sat here now saying at least 6-0 with the chances we created, and it should have been out of sight. But I'm actually in a strange way glad it was a 2-1 tight result, if you like, because what I've seen from your team in the last 10 minutes is something that we're working really hard on the training ground to manage the moment, you know, manage that momentum. Teams, League Two teams will throw that ball high, throw that ball long, and how you manage the game and how you manage them final moments are key. You know, and we've done some brilliant things today in the last 10 minutes that in a real ugly side of the game I've seen real beauty, and that's impressed me. You know, the fact that we didn't maybe go 4-1, 5-1 out of sight, you know, with Danny Rose's and Danny Nariello's hat-trick, and you know, he deserved that. He deserved to get an hat-trick today. He's not got the penalty right, but his second goal was just exquisite, wasn't it? You know, it was a fantastic goal. So I'm not really disappointed that it's not been, you know, an annihilation, and that's what it looked like to me. We moved the ball adequately. We moved it quick. I don't think Carlisle could get anywhere near us in any aspects, and we had to deal with, you know, an avalanche of real direct football. But we coped superbly with it, and that's pleased me today. The lads, the way they've committed to the game plan was fantastic, and we had some outstanding performance today. Real at the top levels of the game.
Would you believe Nards never scored a hat-trick? You just told us.
Well, if he takes penalties like that, probably not. But listen, you know, Nards has done fantastic. You know, when we've signed him, you know what he done for us last season, and this season his goal tally's great. But it might have what they call it at golf, and it might be when you're on two. Is it the yips or something? The yips.
Tells us he changed his mind.
Yeah, usual case. You know, when you miss a penalty, that usually is the case. You usually, when you're going up, if you're cloudy in that moment, usually make the wrong decision. You know, and I think the first one he's just gone with his gut. He looked so relaxed when he went for it, and you know, and he's just probably come off task. And yeah, you have surprised me now, because I thought he'd have had quite a few hat-tricks.
The first one, clear penalty, obviously, but Danny Rose, when he's in that form, he's unplayable, isn't he? Danny Mayer.
I don't know today. I've loved his performance today. It was a stunning performance. You know, at times exhilarating, the way he moves the ball, and he was ruthless today, Danny, in his approach to go at the wingers, go at the centre halves, go past midfield players, and you could see, you know, the difference between you know, the performance last week, where it was dragging, the ball was dragging, and I mean, the pitch was absolutely diabolical today as well. But the way he glides over that pitch, that's took a special performance from Danny to do what he's done. And it's a bit like when I was here as a player with Nuge. You know, the level just becomes a level where he outgrew it. Nuge outgrew the level. He become better than the level, and it was embarrassing at times for opposition defenders. I remember playing with him and thinking, wow, he looks like he's going to score every game. He just become invincible at this level, and Danny's getting to that stage. But as a football fan, I love watching his work and the way he goes about his work. He's a special player, and he's grown into a top professional. Always wanting to do extras, wants to stay around, lives local, and you know, he's one of the last now to leave the building, and where he used to be one of the first. So, you know, we're teaching Danny Mayer a different way, and you know, I watch a lot of Championship football. I don't see players like Danny Mayer in that league.
Got to give credit to the groundsman, because Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, this weren't on.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we're at a point now where a bit like Oldbury, you know, getting games on. We all get excited because we've got a game on. You know, I want a flat pitch. I want a pitch that we can move the ball quick. I want 22 mil cut, you know, and it's a fantastic effort, and he's worked round the clock, Mike and Andy, and so they've worked, you know, Mike, so they've worked round the clock to get a game on. But you know, we're trying to strive for something different at the football club, and I feel for the chair. I really do. That it's failed. That this 60% of the pitch failed now in its drainage, in its undulations. It's absolutely diabolical, the worst in the league by a country mile, and it's like a blancmange. So when I look at that group of players and see what they've done on that pitch again today, nothing but pride in sat here as a manager with the bravery that they've shown. And like I said, there's been some outstanding performances out there.
Some repair work next week with turfing in areas, but apparently
we'll see. You know, again, there's nothing I can do to affect that. I've just got to modify the way we play and modify how we do things. You know, I can't control that. It's out of everyone's control, I think, now. There's not a lot. Obviously, we've not got good growing weather. It's affected the pitch at a real bad time because of the temperatures. So I've got to change and make sure that I get a team out there that's got power in it, that's dynamic, that's athletic. You know, Jonah travels across that pitch well. He's got power. Tom Sauce can play the pitch, and Kelvin, and so you know we're modifying what we do to get players who can play on that pitch, and you know there's nothing I can do.
With the state it's in now, you've got to be thankful you've not picked up any injuries.
Well, that was a worry. There's some cynical tackles there today. There's some real cynical tackles. I mean, the penalty, the first one, that's a professional foul for me. It's not a clumsy tackle. It's a professional foul. The kid didn't get booked. There was one later on Danny Mayer. You know, we're talking about an absolute top player. So there's some cynical tackles gone in. But in fairness to the players, it's difficult at times to read and judge what the pitch is going to do. So you know, it's a difficult job for a referee. It really is. You know, we've all got duty care to players, but the last thing I want to see is on any player, you know, a real scything tackle because the pitch is just slowed up at the wrong time. So yeah, the referees have got tough jobs on.
No grumbles about that area in front of the dugouts. The referee had a good look at it. No problems about that, affecting the game.
Possibly, you know, there was a lot of sand on it. I think. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and you know we've like I said, we've looked into it. We've looked into what I can do to pick players who can move on it and can get over it. So you know we've just got to, like I said, adapt to the landscape, and that's what we will do. But wow, some of the football today, even under them circumstances, was breathtaking. It really was real dominating performance in every aspect. We look fitter than them. And we moved the ball excellently. We caught with the direct long launches. Wow, they really did deal with that ball. The two centre halves, Pope's catches at the end are just incredible. You know, dominant, and you see that, and there's a feel of superiority. And I've said to Pope after the game, you know, all the greatest goalkeepers have got that. They've got that where they make a decision, make a brave decision and stick by it. Don't get caught in two minds. You just said before about Nards. And the world-class keepers have got that real bravery to go, that's mine, I'm coming and I'll deal with the consequences. So I thought they were great takes.
Should we be talking about Hallam Hope goal as well? Came close a few times.
Oh, you know, he's trying everything, probably over-trying a little bit, and at times you see me Nards' finish. But we're talking about Daniel Nardiello, who's got the experience, been in that position loads of times, and you know, Alan will get that. We're doing a lot of work on a training ground, and I think once he gets his first one, but you know, with Alan in the team, stretching teams, we've done fantastic. You know, he played over the Christmas period against Wickham, where I believe we should have won. You know, he started in that game, so he's stretching teams, and I think sometimes fans just see goals and you judge by goals. Well, you know, we score goals. That's one thing that we do as a football team, wherever they're coming from. So I've no doubt that this team scores goals. Whether Hallam Hope doesn't matter. As long as we win, winning football is what we're trying to produce.
Is it frustrating him?
A little bit, I think. You know, a little bit. And I'll chat to him. I'll chat to him next week. We'll get the Acton game out and I'll sit down with him. We've gone through, you know, all these moments and what he's done, but he's stretching the game for us. He's pivotal into what we're trying to do. You know, to try and get us passing through units, we need someone to stretch the play and to extend, you know, the yardage, and that's what Alan can do. He's a threat. He's a threat in behind, and he's a powerhouse. So he's probably just second guessing himself a little bit, but that's up to the support staff around to get round him and make sure we get him scoring goals. fans having a go, is that going to help? I
No.
think it's pathetic. I do think it's a disgusting thing that, you know, some fans will shout on down at one of our players, but you know, I can't educate them people.
Lowy, so the injury last week, how bad is it?
It's bad. It's as bad as hamstring you can get. It's 6 weeks. He has an injection Monday, and I had a good chat with him, you know, back end of this week, and just said, get yourself away. He was in fantastic form. Got the goals, fantastic form, and someone like Lloyd just wants to play. You know, when you've come here to, you know, be a leader and help with that, an experienced player, when you're not in and around the team, it's difficult. So, you know, I've allowed Lloyd a good week off. He'll get away, get somewhere in the sun to help his recovery. So he has his injection in his back, and then he's just shut down for a full week. Then it's a full week, can't do anything. So I want him to go and with his family and have some real good quality time, and more for the mental, because he's gutted. He's absolutely gutted that he can't play, you know, a part in the next 6 weeks.
Straight back on the back Tuesday night, Accrington, I would imagine a similar sort of pitch.
No, Accrington's is good.
Really?
Yeah, it's good. They had some work done on it, you know, and it's a solid pitch. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that one. And this, like I said, there's some things gone on last 10-15 minutes in that game where excite me, because you know, it's something we've been doing a lot on the training ground, managing games out and making sure we shut down games. And sometimes it's easy, you know, when you're 3-4-0 up. But when you're only 2-1 up, again in League Two, when teams are really launching that ball in, it's what you do at them key moments, and we did that fantastic well. So been a lot of positives today, Gord, and very proud of the way that team played. And you know, it's come back off quite a difficult couple of weeks, you know, with the adverse weather. What I've asked of my staff, we almost take the JD infrastructure down to 4 different training grounds. Monday, Tuesday we were at Salford City, the rugby stadium. Yesterday the lads trained on AstroTurf. They were fantastic, you know. But the staff, what they've got to do, they're spending 3 or 4 hours before training, an hour in traffic, and putting on a fantastic training session. So a massive sort of public thank you to them. My staff, my support staff, are incredible what they go through day to day just to get the best training down we can provide.
And there's no sign of anybody being wore down by all the travelling just to get to training.
Took the boys 2 hours the other day, you know, to get to Platt Lane. Wednesday, you know, we got indoor at Platt Lane, and Man City's old training ground. It's not ideal. It took hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes for, you know, the Burnley crew to get there. So it's not ideal, but when I watch my staff operate, all in sync with each other, they're fantastic.
You're back in the playoff places now. Chance to build on that on Tuesday night.
We've been building all season, you know, to getting that top 3, staying that top 3, being around the top 3. So, you know, it's a game at a time, a step at a time. But while we're building in the league, you know, behind the scenes, myself and the chair, and the board and my staff, we're building for a future. That's what I can tell anyone who wants to listen. And that's as important to me as what we're doing on the pitch. You know, I've seen my team full of quality today, want to get in that top 7, and that's the next thing we can affect. The next part of it is staying and keep building on top of that.